The box office numbers for Thunderbolts have sadly been disappointing not only for Marvel but for fans of the movie, marking the end of a prosperous era for Marvel Studios. Thunderbolts may have doubled its production budget in recent weekends, but it seems unlikely that the MCU's latest movie will achieve much more in the realm of box office beyond this. This is certainly a sour reality, given that many, myself included, regard Thunderbolts as one of the best-ranked Marvel movies in recent memory. Despite this, and the film's cruciality to the upcoming story of Avengers Doomsday, Thunderbolts has been unable to cross the significant box office milestones that Marvel Studios will undoubtedly have been hoping for. The future of the MCU's box office beyond Thunderbolts still looks promising, but the disappointing returns of this movie are not only frustrating due to its quality, but due to how they mark the end of a very long era for the franchise. When looking at a specific box office trend that has persevered for over 13 years, Thunderbolts has proven to be the end of the road. Since 2012 and the release of The Avengers, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has dominated the box office returns of the early summer months. The success of 2012's The Avengers 13 years ago allowed Marvel Studios to make it a tradition to release an almost assured box office hit of a movie in either late April or early May. Iron Man 3's release on May 3, 2013, was the first after The Avengers, with Thunderbolts being the most recent, though not necessarily every year since then has been covered. Regardless, Marvel had the early summer months. This early summer period has been incredibly lucrative for Marvel Studios since 2012. Of these 10 movies, 6 of them have earned over $1 billion, with 2 of those going the extra step and hauling in a worldwide total above $2 billion. 3 of the other 4 have earned over $800 million, coming close to the $1 billion milestone. The lowest-grossing Marvel movie from the late April-early May period, discounting Thunderbolts, is Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3, with a highly respectable worldwide haul of $845 million. Sadly, given the film's success with critics and audiences, Thunderbolts marks the abrupt end of this era for Marvel Studios. Thunderbolts was released on May 2, 2025. With Marvel Studios undoubtedly hoping the movie would capitalize on the usual success that MCU movies of years gone by have achieved by releasing in this slot. However, Thunderbolts' box office total stands at $369 million worldwide, as it nears the end of its theatrical run, the third lowest in the franchise, despite being released in a typical hot spot for big superhero movies from Marvel. This marks the end of the illustrious early summer period for Marvel, begging the question of why Thunderbolts was the movie to break this trend. As I have already alluded to, Thunderbolts thought it was an excellent movie. Many would agree with me when I say it is one of the strongest MCU movies in recent years, as further evidenced by its 88% and 93% approval ratings on Rotten Tomatoes from critics and audiences respectively. That said, quality alone was not enough to propel Thunderbolts to commercial success. For a variety of reasons. Perhaps most important factor in Thunderbolts' commercial failure is the overall MCU fatigue that has been plaguing the franchise of late. Some movies have performed well in recent years, like Deadpool and Wolverine, or the 2 early summer installments from 2022 and 2023 that I mentioned above. These have proven to be outliers, though, with the MCU housing a lot more disappointments than home runs since 2019. Movies like The Marvels, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Eternals, Captain America, Brave New World, and now Thunderbolts have failed as general audiences simply do not have as much investment in Marvel's recent ventures. Moreover, Thunderbolts is not a well-known comic book property. The characters involved in Thunderbolts are popular with audiences, but the name of the titular team as a collective is not enough to drive general viewers to the theater like a team name, as popular as the Avengers is. If Thunderbolts had been marketed as the new Avengers from the start, maybe Marvel could have persuaded more of the franchise's casual viewers to check it out in theaters by banking on the moniker of Earth's mightiest heroes. With Thunderbolts marking the end of the successful early summer era for Marvel Studios, the franchise is taking a different route going forward. In May 2025, Avengers, Doomsday and Avengers: Secret Wars were delayed. switching from their respective release dates of May 1st, 2026, and May 7, 2027, to December 18, 2026, and December 17, 2027. The former, Avengers: Doomsday, will be the first Avengers movie in history to be released outside of April. May, with Marvel Studios instead aiming for the film to capture the holiday success that movies usually accrue in December. Only 7 movies have earned over $2 billion. 2 of these were released in the MCU in April: Avengers: Infinity War and Avengers: Endgame, while one, Ne Zha 2, is somewhat of an outlier, given the vast majority of its commercial revenue came from China. The other 4 $2 billion movies were all released in December: Titanic, Avatar, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and Avatar: The Way of Water. As of 2026, the MCU is looking to cash in on the holiday period, moving Avengers: Doomsday and Avengers: Secret Wars in an attempt to do this made sense anyway, but is now even more logical after delving deeper into Thunderbolts' box office. The failure of the latter will undoubtedly have played a part in Marvel Studios' decision to delay the 2 films, aside from the need for more time to craft such gargantuan stories. As of 2025, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has clearly lost the box office advantage it once held in April-May. With the studio responsible for the franchise hoping Avengers: Doomsday can reclaim said advantage in the Christmas period of the coming years.